Welcome to Dark Whispers, where stories aren't just told, they're experienced. What you're about to hear isn't an ordinary tale, it's a journey into the unknown. So if you're brave enough, stay with us until the very end. Because tonight's story will be different. Hey everyone, I'm your host. Bet you thought you knew what time was, okay? You probably thought it was nothing more than a tick-tock on the clock, another notch on the bedpost. But what if I told you that time isn't linear? What if it's a closed loop, a Möbius strip stretching into infinity, a canvas on which our lives are but fleeting brushstrokes? Well, today we're going to dive deep into that. We're going to explore what happens when we try to bend time to our will and the ripple effects that can have on the grand tapestry of existence. So buckle up, my friends, because today's episode is going to take you on a ride beyond the clock. Let's jump in. The year is 2047 and the place is Nevada, USA. Hidden away from prying eyes, tucked away in a forgotten corner of the state, is an abandoned observatory. For decades, it's been a silent sentinel, its purpose long forgotten. But now it's come back to life, or perhaps it's been awakened, all thanks to one man. A man with a singular obsession, a man driven by a grief so profound it knows no bounds. His name is Dr. Adrian Cross, a physicist whose brilliance is matched only by the darkness in his heart. 3 years ago, Adrian's life was shattered. His beloved wife, Elena, was killed in a freak car accident, and since then, he's been consumed by a single question: can he bring her back? Conventional means have failed him. Therapy, medication, even the passage of time hasn't dulled the pain. So he turns to what he knows best: physics. He buries himself in research, poring over equations and theories, searching for a loophole, a cheat code, a way to turn back the clock. One theory in particular captures his imagination. The idea that time isn't a straight line, but a circle waiting for someone bold enough to bend it. Hey, and who's more qualified to attempt such a feat than Adrian? Using his knowledge and skills, he designed something truly remarkable, something truly terrifying. The Chrono Gate, hidden in the basement of the abandoned observatory. Adrian works day and night to complete his masterpiece. Cables snake across the floor, wires hang from the ceiling, and the air is thick with the scent of ozone and ambition. Finally, on a night much like any other, he finishes. He flicks the switch. The air shimmers around him, and before his eyes, a glowing rift tears open in space-time, revealing a glimpse of another time and place. The machine hums with power, vibrating in tune with the very essence of the universe. Adrian's hands shake. His heart pounds in his chest. This is it. He's done it. It's cracked the code of time itself. But the true test is yet to come. Will he use this power for good, or will he be consumed by the darkness within? Taking a deep breath, Adrian steps into the rift. As he does, the world around him distorts. The familiar turns strange, and the impossible becomes real. Where will he land? What time will he find? Only time will tell. Adrian finds himself in the same room, his workshop, but 5 minutes earlier. He sees himself fiddling with a wire, a half-finished sentence on his lips. It's a bizarre déjà vu, a ghostly echo of moments past. Excitement courses through him. It's working. But then his eyes catch something else, a flicker in the shadows, another Adrian stepping out of a rift, identical in every way except for the haunted look in his eyes and the fact that he's holding two of them. Adrian turns to face the newcomer, and for a split second, their eyes meet. There's a look of terror on the other Adrian's face, a silent scream trapped in his throat before he fades like smoke, leaving Adrian alone in the sudden silence. What just happened? Where did the other Adrian go? Is he always there, or was he a figment of Adrian's imagination? Adrian tries to piece together the puzzle, but it's no use. The only clue he has is the faint echo of footsteps fading into the distance. Adrian's mind races. Is this a side effect of the Chrono Gate? a glitch in the matrix of time? Or is there something more sinister at play? He doesn't know. But he's determined to find out. Steeling himself, Adrian decides to push forward. He needs to understand what's happening. He jumps into the rift again, landing in the same room 5 minutes earlier. He finds himself in the same situation as before, face to face with the ghost of his former self. This time, though, Adrian's prepared. He asks questions, searching for answers. But the other Adrian is too afraid to speak, too terrified to break the silence. With a final, shuddering breath, he disappears, leaving Adrian alone with his questions and his fear, fueled by a need for answers and armed with a determination to understand. Adrian takes the plunge once more. He enters the time rift, plunging headfirst into the swirling vortex of temporal uncertainty. Where will he land this time? What new challenges await? The answer lies beyond the twisting currents of time. On the other side, Adrian finds himself transported to a time before his accident, to a moment that holds both hope and danger. The stakes are higher than ever. This isn't just a scientific experiment anymore. This is personal. He's chasing his own past, trying to rewrite his own fate. The weight of this realization hits him like a tidal wave. He's not just playing with time, he's wrestling it. And time, it seems, is a powerful adversary. As Adrian races against the clock, he must confront not just the physical challenges, but the moral ones too. What right does he have to meddle in the past? What are the consequences of changing history? These questions swirl in his mind, mixing with the roar of the wind and the pounding of his heart. He's in the home stretch now, the final countdown. And as he closes in on his target, the intensity builds. The closer he gets to altering the past, the more the fabric of time seems to resist. And then it happens. Adrian experiences a sensation unlike any he's ever felt before. A feeling of being watched, of something ancient and powerful turning its gaze upon him. Time itself seems to hold its breath, the world around him growing still. What is this presence? Is it a guardian of the timeline, a harbinger of doom, or something else entirely? As Adrian stands frozen in the face of this unknown, the answer will determine not just his fate, but the fate of all existence. The answer comes in the form of a voice that echoes with the wisdom and age of the cosmos. Time is not yours to command, Adrian. Its words reverberate through him, shaking him to his core. He's not alone. Slowly, the world begins to move again, but it's not the same. The ground beneath his feet is alien. The buildings around him twist into shapes that defy logic. The sky swirls with colors that have no name. Time has shown him its true face, a face that is beautiful, terrifying, and utterly indifferent to his plight. Trapped in a world that makes no sense, Adrian realizes the gravity of his actions. He's not just a scientist anymore. He's a catalyst for chaos, an agent of destruction. With each jump, he's pushed the timeline further and further, unraveling the very fabric of existence. Now, he's in a world where the laws of nature are twisted, where reality itself is hanging by a thread. In this distorted world, Adrian meets other survivors, people who have also dared to tamper with time, each with their own story, their own regrets. Together, they form an unlikely alliance, bound by their shared mistakes and their hope for redemption. They guide Adrian deeper into the maelstrom of time, closer to the heart of the storm. And there, amidst the ruins of a broken world, Adrian discovers the truth. He was right. Time isn't linear, it's a circle, and he's just ripped it wide open. But he's not alone in this twisted realm. Lurking in the shadows, watching his every move, is something ancient, something powerful. The Timekeeper. It's the embodiment of time itself, and is here to collect its debt. As the Timekeeper closes in, Adrian realizes there's no escape. He's trapped in his own web of deceit. But as the darkness descends, Adrian finds a measure of peace. He's not alone. He has friends, he has purpose, And in the face of oblivion, he finds love again. Will Adrian confront the timekeeper, fighting to the bitter end for a chance to set things right? Or will he surrender to his fate, accepting the consequences of his actions? In the end, the choice is his, a choice that will determine not just his own fate, but the fate of the entire universe. But remember, time is a river that flows inexorably forward. While the past may seem alluring, it's the future that beckons us, offering the promise of new beginnings, fresh starts, and endless possibilities. Don't let the allure of nostalgia hold you back. Embrace the present moment and shape it into something beautiful. For in doing so, you'll be writing not just your own story, but a new chapter in the grand narrative of existence.